Chapter 1: The Kind Heart of Monica. In the idyllic town of Willowbrook, where the sunsets painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, Monica resided in a quaint cottage nestled among the whispering trees. She was a woman whose presence brought warmth and light to those around her. With a heart as vast as the open skies, Monica embodied kindness in every aspect of her life. From the break of dawn to the fading twilight, Monica's days were filled with acts of compassion and generosity. Whether it was tending to her vibrant garden or volunteering at the local shelter, she dedicated herself wholeheartedly to spreading love and joy to those in need. Despite the challenges life had thrown her way, Monica remained unwavering in her commitment to kindness. Her smile was like a beacon of hope, illuminating the darkest corners of despair. Neighbors often remarked on her gentle nature, describing her as a ray of sunshine on even the gloomiest of days. Monica's kindness extended beyond mere gestures; it was woven into the very fabric of her being. She possessed an innate ability to see the beauty in others, even when they couldn't see it in themselves. To Monica, every soul was worthy of love and compassion, and she made it her mission to uplift those who had lost their way. Her kindness knew no bounds, and it touched the lives of everyone she encountered. From the lonely elderly widow down the street to the stray animal seeking refuge in her garden, Monica welcomed them all with open arms. Her home became a sanctuary for the lost and forgotten, a place where love flowed freely like a gentle stream. Despite her unwavering kindness, Monica's life was not without its challenges. She had known heartache and loss, yet she refused to let despair consume her. Instead, she chose to channel her pain into acts of compassion, finding solace in the knowledge that even the smallest gesture could make a world of difference to someone in need. But amidst the beauty of Monica's kindness, there lurked a shadow in the form of her husband, Jack. Unlike Monica, Jack was a man hardened by life's trials, his heart shielded behind walls of bitterness and resentment. Where Monica's touch brought comfort, Jack's brought only coldness and indifference. Their relationship was a study in contrasts, a delicate balance between light and darkness. While Monica's kindness knew no bounds, Jack's cruelty knew no limits. He was a man consumed by his own selfish desires, oblivious to the pain he inflicted on those around him. Yet, despite Jack's unkindness, Monica remained steadfast in her love for him. She believed that beneath his rough exterior lay a heart capable of love, a heart waiting to be awakened by the gentle touch of compassion. And so, she continued to shower him with love and kindness, hoping against hope that one day he would see the light. But as Monica would soon discover, Jack's darkness ran deeper than she could have ever imagined. Beneath the facade of indifference lurked a secret that would shake the foundations of their lives and test the limits of Monica's kindness in ways she never thought possible.
Chapter 2: A Tragic Discovery. As the days stretched into weeks in the tranquil town of Willowbrook, Monica's unwavering kindness continued to brighten the lives of those around her. Despite the challenges she faced in her own life, she remained steadfast in her commitment to spreading love and compassion. However, beneath the surface of Monica's seemingly perfect life, a storm was brewing, a storm that would soon shatter the tranquility of Willowbrook and shake Monica to her core. It was a crisp autumn evening when Monica made the fateful discovery that would irrevocably change the course of her life. Jack had been out late, as was often the case, leaving Monica alone in their cozy cottage. As she went about her nightly routine, tidying up the kitchen and preparing dinner, she stumbled upon a small envelope tucked away in Jack's desk drawer. curiosity piqued, Monica hesitated for a moment before reaching for the envelope. She knew she shouldn't snoop, but something compelled her to investigate further. With trembling hands, she carefully unfolded the letter nestled inside and began to read. The words on the page blurred before her eyes as the shocking truth began to sink in. It was a confession from Jack detailing his involvement in a heinous crime that had rocked Willowbrook to its core. Monica's heart raced as she struggled to process the magnitude of what she had just uncovered. The letter revealed a side of Jack that Monica had never known, a side consumed by darkness and deceit. She felt as though the ground had been pulled out from beneath her, leaving her adrift in a sea of confusion and despair. How could the man she loved, the man she had devoted her life to, be capable of such cruelty? Tears streamed down Monica's cheeks as she grappled with the harsh reality of Jack's betrayal. The man she had trusted with her heart had betrayed her in the most unimaginable way possible. Her mind raced with questions, each one more agonizing than the last. How long had Jack been hiding this secret? And how many others were involved? In that moment of profound sorrow and disbelief, Monica felt utterly alone. She longed to confide in someone, to share the burden of her pain, but she knew she couldn't bear to burden her friends with such a heavy truth. Instead, she retreated into herself, wrestling with the demons that threatened to consume her from within. But even in her darkest hour, Monica refused to let despair win. With a steely resolve, she vowed to confront Jack and demand answers. She may have been blindsided by his betrayal, but she refused to let it break her spirit. For beneath the pain and heartache lay a glimmer of hope, a hope that she would emerge from this ordeal stronger than ever before.
Chapter 3: Confiding in Sarah. As the weight of Jack's betrayal pressed down on her like a heavy cloak, Monica found herself grappling with a tumult of emotions. She knew she couldn't shoulder the burden of his dark secret alone, yet the thought of confiding in someone filled her with trepidation. Who could she trust with such a devastating revelation? In the end, there was only one person Monica felt she could turn to, her dearest friend, Sarah. Through the years, Sarah had been a constant source of support and understanding, a confidant in times of joy and sorrow. With a heavy heart and tear-stained cheeks, Monica made her way to Sarah's doorstep, seeking solace in her familiar embrace. Sarah welcomed Monica with open arms, sensing the turmoil that lay beneath her friend's composed exterior. Without a word spoken, Sarah ushered Monica inside, guiding her to the comfort of the cozy living room. As they settled into the plush armchairs, the weight of Monica's secret hung heavy in the air, casting a pall over the room. With a trembling voice, Monica began to recount the events that had led her to Sarah's doorstep, the discovery of Jack's confession, the shock and disbelief that had followed, and the overwhelming sense of betrayal that threatened to consume her. With each word spoken, the floodgates of emotion opened, and Monica found herself pouring out her heart to Sarah, unburdening herself of the weight she had carried for so long. Sarah listened intently, her gaze filled with empathy and compassion. She offered no judgment, no words of condemnation, only a comforting presence that served as a beacon of light in Monica's darkest hour. Together, they sat in silence, enveloped by the warmth of their friendship, as Monica laid bare the depths of her pain and sorrow. As the evening wore on, Monica felt a sense of relief wash over her, a weight lifted from her shoulders with each passing moment. In Sarah's presence, she found the strength to confront the demons that had haunted her,
to face the harsh truth of Jack's betrayal head-on. And though the road ahead was fraught with uncertainty, Monica knew that with Sarah by her side, she would find the courage to navigate the stormy waters that lay ahead. As the night drew to a close and the first light of dawn began to creep through the curtains, Monica felt a sense of peace settle over her, a peace born from the knowledge that she was not alone, that she had a friend who would stand by her through thick and thin. With Sarah's unwavering support, Monica knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, she would face them with courage and resilience, fortified by the strength of their enduring friendship.
Chapter 4: Confrontation. With Sarah's unwavering support bolstering her resolve, Monica steeled herself for the inevitable confrontation with Jack. Armed with the damning evidence of his betrayal, she knew that she could no longer turn a blind eye to the darkness that lurked within him. It was time to confront him, to demand answers and to hold him accountable for the pain he had inflicted upon her and others. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the cobblestone streets of Willowbrook, Monica returned home to find Jack sitting in the dimly lit living room, a glass of whiskey in hand. His eyes flickered with a mixture of surprise and suspicion as Monica entered the room, her expression resolute and unwavering. For a moment, the air between them crackled with tension, thick with unspoken words and unresolved emotions. Monica took a deep breath, steeling herself for the confrontation that was about to unfold. "Jack," she began, her voice steady despite the turmoil raging within her. "We need to talk." Jack's eyes narrowed, a flicker of defiance flashing across his features. "About what?" he replied, his tone laced with thinly veiled hostility. Monica took a step forward, her gaze unwavering as she held out the letter she had found hidden in his desk drawer. "About this," she said, her voice trembling slightly as she watched Jack's reaction. For a moment, there was silence as Jack's eyes darted to the letter in Monica's outstretched hand. His expression flickered with a brief flash of panic before he quickly schooled his features into a mask of indifference. "I don't know what you're talking about," he said, his voice tight with restraint. But Monica refused to be swayed by his lies. With a steely resolve, she pressed on, determined to uncover the truth no matter the cost. "Don't lie to me, Jack," she said, her voice filled with quiet determination. "I know what you've done. I know about the crimes you've committed." Jack's facade began to crumble, his composure slipping as Monica's words cut through his defenses like a knife. For a moment, he seemed on the verge of breaking, the weight of his guilt bearing down upon him like a leaden cloak. But then, in a sudden burst of anger, he lashed out, his words dripping with venomous spite. "You have no idea what you're talking about," he spat, his eyes blazing with fury. "You think you know me, but you don't. You don't know the first thing about who I am or what I'm capable of." Monica recoiled at the force of his words, the sting of his betrayal cutting deeper than any knife. Yet, even in the face of his anger and denial, she refused to back down. She knew that she had to stand firm, to confront Jack with the truth no matter how painful it might be. And so, with a heavy heart and unwavering resolve, Monica faced Jack head-on, determined to uncover the truth and bring an end to the darkness that threatened to consume them both. For beneath the facade of lies and deception, she knew that the truth lay waiting, like a buried treasure waiting to be unearthed from the depths of Jack's tortured soul.
Chapter 5: Betrayal. The confrontation with Jack left Monica reeling, the weight of his denial pressing down on her like a suffocating blanket. As she retreated to the solitude of her bedroom, she couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal that gnawed at her from within. How could the man she loved, the man she had shared her life with, look her in the eye and deny the truth so vehemently? For days, Monica grappled with the aftermath of their confrontation, the sting of Jack's betrayal festering like an open wound. She couldn't erase the image of his anguished face from her mind, the desperation in his eyes, the bitterness in his voice. It was as if a chasm had opened up between them, swallowing the love and trust that had once bound them together. As Monica sought solace in the familiar routines of her daily life, she couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. Everywhere she looked, she saw reminders of Jack, the empty chair at the breakfast table, the silence that filled the rooms of their once happy home. It was as if his presence loomed over her like a dark cloud, casting a shadow over everything she held dear. But amidst the pain and turmoil, Monica refused to let despair win. With a steely resolve, she vowed to uncover the truth, to bring Jack's dark secrets into the light no matter the cost. For she knew that the path to healing could only begin with honesty and forgiveness, a journey she was determined to undertake, no matter how treacherous the road ahead. As the days turned into weeks, Monica delved deeper into the mystery surrounding Jack's betrayal, piecing together fragments of evidence like a detective unraveling a tangled web of lies. With each clue uncovered, the truth began to take shape, painting a picture of Jack's deceit and duplicity in vivid detail. But as Monica delved deeper into the darkness that lurked within Jack's soul, she couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at her from within. What other secrets was he hiding? And how far was he willing to go to protect them? The answers came sooner than she expected, in the form of a phone call in the dead of night. It was Sarah, her voice trembling with urgency as she delivered news that sent shockwaves through Monica's already fragile world. Jack had disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a note that held the key to unlocking the truth once and for all. As Monica read the words scrawled across the page, her heart sank like a stone. Jack's betrayal ran deeper than she could have ever imagined, his actions leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. And as she stared at the empty space where he had once stood, Monica knew that she had been blind to the darkness that lurked within him, a darkness that had now consumed them both in its cold embrace.
Chapter 6: Seeking Justice. With Jack's disappearance sending shockwaves through Willowbrook, Monica found herself thrust into a whirlwind of uncertainty and fear. The truth of his betrayal weighed heavy on her heart, but amidst the turmoil, she knew that she could not afford to falter. There were lives at stake, and justice demanded to be served. Gathering her resolve, Monica set out on a quest to uncover the truth, determined to bring Jack to account for his crimes. With each passing day, she delved deeper into the murky depths of his deceit, following a trail of breadcrumbs that led her to the darkest corners of Willowbrook. With Sarah by her side, Monica combed through every piece of evidence, piecing together a puzzle that seemed to grow more complex with each passing moment. They interviewed witnesses, scoured Jack's belongings for clues, and retraced his steps in search of answers. And though the road ahead was fraught with danger and uncertainty, Monica refused to let fear deter her from her mission. But as they delved deeper into Jack's murky past, Monica and Sarah soon realized that they were not alone in their pursuit of justice. A shadowy figure lurked in the shadows, watching their every move with keen interest. Who was this mysterious stranger, and what did they want with Jack? As the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, Monica and Sarah found themselves drawn into a web of intrigue and danger unlike anything they had ever encountered. It seemed that Jack's betrayal had far-reaching consequences, and those who sought to expose the truth were not safe from harm. But despite the threats that loomed on the horizon, Monica refused to back down. With a steely resolve, she pressed on, determined to see justice served no matter the cost. For she knew that the only way to heal the wounds of the past was to confront them head-on, to shine a light into the darkness and expose the truth for all to see. As the days turned into weeks and the trail grew colder, Monica's determination never wavered. With Sarah by her side, she continued to pursue leads and follow clues, inching ever closer to the truth with each passing day. And though the road ahead was fraught with danger and uncertainty, Monica knew that she could not afford to falter. For justice demanded to be served, and she would not rest until Jack had been brought to account for his crimes.
Chapter 7: The Trial. As the sun rose over Willowbrook, casting a golden glow over the sleepy town, the day of reckoning dawned for Jack. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as the townsfolk gathered to witness the trial that would determine his fate. For Monica, it was a moment fraught with emotion, a culmination of weeks of tireless investigation and relentless pursuit of justice. Taking her seat in the crowded courtroom, Monica felt a mixture of nerves and determination coursing through her veins. She knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but she refused to let fear hold her back. With Sarah by her side and the support of the community behind her, she was ready to see this through to the end. As Jack was escorted into the courtroom, the air crackled with tension. His eyes darted nervously around the room, searching for a glimmer of hope in the sea of faces that stared back at him with unmasked contempt. But there was no escape from the truth that awaited him, a truth that Monica was determined to uncover. As the trial got underway, Monica listened intently as the prosecution presented its case against Jack. Witness after witness took the stand, recounting tales of his deceit and betrayal. With each damning piece of evidence presented, Monica felt a sense of satisfaction wash over her, a vindication of her tireless efforts to uncover the truth. But as the trial progressed, Jack's defense attorney launched a relentless assault on the prosecution's case, casting doubt on the validity of the evidence and questioning the motives of those who sought to bring Jack to justice. For a moment, Monica felt a flicker of doubt gnawing at her from within. Had she done enough to see this through to the end? But then, as she glanced around the courtroom and saw the faces of those whose lives had been shattered by Jack's actions, Monica's resolve hardened once more. She knew that she could not afford to let doubt cloud her judgment, not when the lives of so many hung in the balance. As the trial drew to a close and the jury retired to deliberate, Monica felt a sense of anticipation building within her. The fate of Jack rested in their hands now, and she could only hope that they would see through his lies and deliver the justice that he so rightly deserved. And then, finally, after what felt like an eternity, the verdict was announced. Guilty. The word hung in the air like a thunderclap, sending shockwaves through the courtroom. For Monica, it was a moment of triumph, a validation of her unwavering determination to see justice served. As Jack was led away in handcuffs, Monica felt a sense of closure wash over her, a sense of peace knowing that he would no longer be able to inflict harm upon others. For though the scars of his betrayal would never fully heal, Monica knew that she had done what was right, and that was all that mattered in the end.
Chapter 8: Redemption. With Jack's conviction and incarceration, A sense of closure settled over Willowbrook. The town breathed a collective sigh of relief, knowing that justice had been served and that Jack's reign of terror had come to an end. But for Monica, the journey was far from over. In the aftermath of the trial, she found herself grappling with a whirlwind of emotions, a mix of relief, sorrow, and a glimmer of hope for redemption. As she reflected on the events that had led them to this point, Monica couldn't help but wonder what might have been. Could Jack have been saved from the darkness that consumed him? Was there a chance for redemption, even in the wake of his crimes? With these questions weighing heavy on her heart, Monica turned to her faith for guidance. She sought solace in the quiet moments of prayer, seeking forgiveness for her own doubts and fears, and offering up prayers for Jack's troubled soul. For she knew that true redemption could only come from within, and she hoped that Jack would find the strength to confront his demons and seek forgiveness for the pain he had caused. But even as Monica prayed for Jack's redemption, she knew that it was not her place to judge him. She understood that forgiveness was a journey, one that required compassion, empathy, and a willingness to let go of the past. And though the scars of Jack's betrayal would always remain, Monica refused to let bitterness consume her. Instead, she chose to focus on the future, embracing the promise of a new beginning with open arms. In the weeks that followed Jack's conviction, Monica found herself drawn to the shelter where she had volunteered for so many years. There, amidst the laughter of children and the warmth of newfound friendships, she rediscovered a sense of purpose and fulfillment that had long eluded her. She threw herself into her work with renewed vigor, pouring her heart and soul into helping those in need. And as she watched the faces of those whose lives she touched light up with joy and gratitude, Monica felt a sense of peace settle over her, a peace born from the knowledge that she was making a difference in the lives of others. For though she could not change the past, she could shape the future, one act of kindness at a time. As the days turned into weeks and the seasons changed, Monica found herself embracing life with a newfound sense of purpose and optimism. The wounds of the past had not healed completely, but they no longer held her back. Instead, they served as a reminder of the strength and resilience that lay within her, a testament to the power of forgiveness and redemption. And though the road ahead was sure to be filled with challenges and obstacles, Monica faced the future with a renewed sense of hope and determination. For she knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, she would face them with courage and grace, guided by the light of her own unwavering faith and the knowledge that redemption was possible even in the darkest of times.
Chapter 9 – Moving Forward. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the rolling hills of Willowbrook, Monica stood on the threshold of a new beginning. The trials and tribulations of the past were behind her now, replaced by a sense of peace and renewal that filled her heart with hope. With each passing day, she found herself embracing life with a newfound sense of purpose and determination, ready to embrace whatever the future held. With Jack behind bars and justice served, Monica felt a weight lift from her shoulders, a burden she had carried for far too long finally lifted. But amidst the relief, she couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness for the man she had once loved. She wondered what might have been if things had turned out differently, if Jack had found the redemption he so desperately sought. But Monica knew that she couldn't dwell on the past. Instead, she chose to focus on the present, seizing each moment with an enthusiasm and zest for life that had long eluded her. She threw herself into her work at the shelter, pouring her heart and soul into helping those in need. And with each act of kindness, she found solace in the knowledge that she was making a difference in the lives of others. But Monica's journey didn't end there. As she looked to the future, she knew that there were still challenges to overcome, still dreams to chase. With Sarah by her side, she set out to explore new horizons, eager to discover what lay beyond the familiar confines of Willowbrook. Together, they embarked on adventures both big and small, savoring each moment and cherishing the bonds of friendship that held them together. But amidst the excitement of new beginnings, Monica never forgot the lessons she had learned along the way. She carried with her the memories of the past, the pain and the heartache, but also the joy and the laughter. And though the road ahead was sure to be filled with twists and turns, Monica faced it with courage and resilience, knowing that she was stronger than she had ever been before. As the years passed and the seasons changed, Monica's life continued to unfold like the pages of a beloved book, a story filled with love and laughter, heartache and triumph. And though she couldn't predict what the future held, she knew that as long as she had faith in herself and the courage to face whatever challenges came her way, she would always find a way to keep moving forward. And so, as the sun set on another day in Willowbrook, Monica stood on the threshold of a new beginning, ready to embrace whatever adventures awaited her with open arms. For she knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, she would face them with grace and determination, guided by the wisdom of the past and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. And with a smile on her face and a song in her heart, Monica stepped boldly into the future, eager to see where life would take her next.